Welcome all star gems to my channel. My name is Liana, Ethereal Indigo, and I have a bit of a different setup today. Because I was feeling called to do more of a traditional oracle reading for you guys. So I have here two of my favorite decks. Two cards just fell out. I should find them. So I haven't set any particular intentions for this reading, other than just to bring through any messages from my higher self, from your higher selves. So I am getting that this is going to be a more specific message as our community grows. I will be channeling for more of you. And that is a point as well. If you would like to add your energy to bring through more tailored messages for you, please feel free to like and subscribe to my channel. So the first card coming through from the Rumi Oracle deck. This is the pocket version. Is passion for purpose. And it's really beautiful divine feminine imagery. On this card you see the goddess and the rose. And it says, love like fire, like life. Love like life flows through the heart. It's actually very interesting that fire came through, because most of the time when we think about passion, we think about fire. We think about sacral chakra energy. But it's mostly red on this card. And red is associated with the root chakra, which is all about feeling safe and secure. So I feel this is a message coming through about following your divine purpose, which will be aligned to your passion, connected to your passion and your purpose. If you're following a spiritual calling, is always linked as one. Your heart is questing for deeper meaning. It desires certainty as to your sacred tasks for this lifetime. I call to you now, the you that is beyond your mind, the you that is your heart. To that you I ask, what stirs the passions of your nature? Do that and be that. And as I'm reading the energy of this card, what I'm really feeling is that, especially as divine feminines, as those who resonate with a primary divine feminine energetic polarity and focus, it is our mission, more often than not, to follow our soul's calling when we choose to devote ourselves to our passion for purpose, when we choose to be of service, when we choose to bring light to a world that has been so saturated in darkness, for the purpose of more deeply revealing our inner light. When we experience difficulties and situations of feeling powerless, what that does from a higher perspective is it teaches us to access our inner power, which is truly magical. And when you experience powerlessness, you feel disconnected from your inner power, from your magic. And there are forces that would deliberately have us believe that we are not powerful, that we are not magical, sacred beings that have a very highly spiritual, advanced purpose and mission in this lifetime. And most often it calls us to reawaken, reignite our passion for being our most honest, true, authentic selves in a world that likes to admire and encourage falsity and inauthenticity. So it is an act of courage, of true courage, to step onto this path, knowing that you will be walking a path very separate from those around you, and choosing to do it anyway, because you know that it is coming from a higher place. You are being called from a higher place to do this sacred work. And most often it is to inspire and to teach and to lead others to follow, to do the same. The next card from the Rumi Oracle deck is Victory of Mariam. And it says, if you are longing to caress the moon, do not turn away from it. You are an eagle with wings, ready to soar, so I push you from the cliff top, that you may know yourself. Whatever may be troubling you is not meant to bring you trouble. Allow yourself to become eagle-eyed, beloved world one. The attitude, rather than the circumstance, needs to shift. Then you shall find your resolution. And that's the imagery on the card as well. So it's interesting. To me, this is saying that this is the divine feminine polarity, the goddess energy, dancing, creating the earth with the power, the creative power of her passion, of her fire. And the root energy, which connects her deeply to the earth's power. She creates from this power, merged with the divine, higher calling. She extends her roots down deep so that she can grow high. Into the ethereal planes, into heaven, and bring forth that frequency through her passion, through her calling. Whatever she is called to create. And we become eagle-eyed. So we reach a point in our journey where we are able to step back and view everything that has happened to us, for us, through us, from a higher lens, from a higher perspective, to see how it all had to happen, how all the pieces had to fall into place to allow us to access our inner light, our inner power, and step forth into our inner calling, our higher calling. So my other favorite deck, Oracle deck, is the Rose Oracle. by Rebecca Campbell. And I really resonate with the symbolism of the rose. And I really love the artistry. I love the colour rose gold. And it's just a really powerful, powerful deck to connect with goddess energy, to help guide us on walking the path of the sage, the path of the mystic, the high priestess. So we have a few cards coming out. Overall, the energy of this deck is just really pure. And powerful. So we have release the petals. So it is my sacred intention that those who are meant to receive the frequencies and hear the messages from this reading are able to tune in and receive this message when they are divinely meant to receive it and find it. So it says transformation, death and rebirth, shedding, all change. I apologize if there is a croak in my voice. There is sore throat going around at the moment, and I'm hoping that I haven't caught it. While I'm telling myself that I'm healthy, my immune system is strong. We shall see. Transformation, death and rebirth, shedding, all change. So those of you listening right now, you may have gone through a recent or be currently going through a very intense transformation, and I'm getting that this transformation has started from the beginning of the eclipse season. It initiated another death and rebirth of our egoic, lower egoic consciousness so that we could extend our roots deeper in the darkness, so that we could reach up higher into higher levels of light. Shedding the petals that have dried up and they are no longer nourishing our soul, nourishing our being, so that we can allow change, so that we can assist in bringing change into this new paradigm, into this new earth that is unfolding before our eyes. Then we have the child within, which says inner mother, innocence, gentleness, and tenderness. And these to me are some of the most important aspects of healing and nurturing our inner divine feminine that we all have within us. A balance of inner masculine and inner feminine. And when they are wounded, they are out of alignment. And when they are healed, they are in alignment with our true soul, our true core frequency, our authentic true self. So we are asked to become the inner mother to our inner child, to reconnect to the innate innocence that we are as that aspect, that pure, innocent aspect of ourself. When we go through life as a highly evolved being that has come from a higher vibrational plane to merge with a lower density or higher density, if dense is heavy. I always get a bit mixed up with that, but we live in a dense plane on the 3D plane. And more often than not, we come from a higher plane of existence, choosing to return, and many of us don't Many of us choose to assist from the ethereal planes, but I am speaking to those of us who are incarnated physically, who resonate as light worker, who resonate as twin flame, who resonate as star seed with a greater mission and purpose in this lifetime to serve, teach, inspire, uplift, lead, create with the divine, whatever frequencies and intentions, manifestations are going to assist in bringing balance and raising the frequency of Mother Gaia, of the planet, of humanity, so that we can move away from all of the programs that are outdated, all of that is in the inverted matrix, which is simply the hijacked environment that we find ourselves in, that is a simulation that is created from our collective consciousness, to bring about peace, inner peace, harmony, wellness, and wholeness. Part of doing that involves reconnecting with our child within as our higher self, reparenting ourselves, because our inner child has experienced so much density, so much heaviness, so much trauma. And I feel a bit emotional talking about this because I know that all of you that will be connecting with this message will have at some point in your journey experienced very heavy levels of darkness, a lot of pain, a lot of wounding, many of it occurring as a child or teenager. Because those are the ages that we are most influential and that we experience the patterning that stems from our wounding that later becomes our blueprint, our human blueprint. But on this journey, we are asked to reconnect with our higher divine blueprint, which comes from our soul. We are asked to offer our inner child, gentleness and tenderness. So you see, that is the inner child, the pure divine innocence. And that is us, our human self, being guided by our higher self, our higher wisdom, to offer that love, that unconditional love and nurturing and support that our inner child may be craving because it may not have received that during pivotal moments of our existence. And that is how we heal and become whole again. If our inner child is wounded, we are out of balance. We are not whole. Because we need the child, the human self, and the higher self to be merged and cooperating, integrating, to be able to operate as one whole being, to ascend. So then we have the reunion, which says soul recognition, collaboration, partnership, friendship. Oftentimes this card can relate to a twin flame relationship, but I'm reading this as further information and confirmation of what we were just speaking about, which is the reunion of the higher self with the physical self and the inner child self as well. So that requires soul recognition, that requires collaboration with higher beings, with our higher aspects of self, in partnership and friendship with our higher self. Because we, as our human self, our present self, we are not expected to have all the answers. It is our higher self that is connected to that pool of universal sacred wisdom, where we can draw from to find the answers, to bring forth the knowledge, the wisdom, the information of how to heal our inner child self, how to reintegrate the light and the dark aspects of ourselves to become whole, which is a reunion process. To enter into sacred divine union with our inner masculine and our inner feminine, working in cooperation and harmony with each other, as they should be. So next we have plant yourself here. And it says integration, embodiment, and grounded action. So that is how we are able to operate in the physical from a higher place, is we, excuse that pause. So we're asked to plant ourselves here by integrating our higher aspects of self, our divine qualities from our higher self, to be embodied by our physical being, our physical self, our present self. And then we are able to take grounded action. So you see the roots extending down. We plant ourselves like a rose plant, okay? We have to grow in the soil like any plant before we are able to grow and bloom and become all that we are meant to be. But it is in the soil that we receive the nourishment, the nutrients that we need in order to grow and evolve. And so when we are embodying our light, our ascended self, we are able to take grounded action that supports our opening, our flowering, our blooming, supports our mission, our passion, our purpose, moves us forward. Which leads us to Rose Without Thorns, which says you have a right to your joy, peace, sweetness of life. And this is one of my favorite cards of this deck, because it always finds me and reminds me to have fun and to give myself permission to be in peace in a time when there is so much chaos and wounding in this world. We have a right to our joy, and it is when we connect to that joy, to the sweetness of life, that sweet nectar, which is our true divine essence. Life does not feel like a struggle when we are in this vibration. She is filled with light. She has her eyes closed. So she is not focused on so much what is happening outside of her, but she is facing the world through connecting to her inner being, her inner light, and shining that outwards, which is making everything in her life taste sweeter. And I hope this resonates as well, because you may be a masculine listening who is reconnecting with their inner divine feminine, and if you are, welcome. So let's see then. Are there any more messages that would like to come through? Yes. Excuse me. Let love transform. The sea becomes filled with pearls. The dry land receives the water of life. Love's genius and generosity are not bound by the mind. All manner of miraculous grace works through love in endless creative variety. Your heart's yearning shall manifest itself. Do not attempt to predict how that can be. Why would we seek to limit love's creative genius? Instead, trust that it will be magnificent and kind. And I see that here as the sun, which is the projector of our collective consciousness that is creating our reality. Source light, beaming down as this powerful frequency of unconditional love, and saturating, immersing our reality with this pure, higher frequency. And I'm also being told that this is what the solar flares and the geomagnetic storms are currently doing to our bodies and to our planet as well, if we are open to receive. So if we have done the work to clear and purify our mental, physical, spiritual, emotional being, then we are able to receive higher concentrations of this photonic gamma ray light, which is transforming our bodies, alchemizing our planet to be more lighter in structure, but also crystalline in structure as well. Because this is what is required if we are, as we are, stepping into the new earth, which is existing at a higher frequency in the fifth dimension. Dance of the divine feminine. How bitter the taste of water would be if the river stopped its flow. The universe esteems you capable of more than being sure-footed and sensible. You can whirl and stumble, inspired by the music of the spheres. There is big magic for you to weave this lifetime. Prosaic priorities inherited from the world are stuff and nonsense. Give up the mainstays that drain your heart. Ask your soul what matters most and attend to that. And I'm getting that there are so many things that we could place our focus on. Achieving material success. Trying to mold ourselves to be a version of ourselves that's most liked by others. Or being too focused on the others around us and not prioritizing ourselves, our own needs. First, I'm not saying we should not take care of others, because the divine feminine, when she is truly dancing in her embodiment, in her healed expression of self, she gives to herself, she pours into her own cup so that she can be overflowing and give to others from a place of feeling full, so that she is not depleted all the time. Many of us have a tendency to overgive, to people please. What that simply means is being more focused on pleasing others or meeting their needs than ourselves, which means that we neglect ourselves, and we are not meant to do that. We become very imbalanced and wounded if we neglect ourselves, just as we become wounded if we allow others to neglect us. We become wounded if we neglect our own nourishment and self-care. And that is how we fill our cup, by giving back to ourselves, by doing whatever brings us joy, brings us back to the sweetness of life. I was here. Oh, still getting the hang of this. Yes, sweetness of life, it says there. Okay, so it does not always matter whether we believe in ourselves right away and what our higher soul calling is, because it's different for each of us, and you'll know what your soul calling is based on what your passion is. And it may not be doing something so public, it may just be writing or creating poetry, or just being love and light to your community, to those around you. Even if that's just a small circle or one or two others, you are making a difference. Your light, 1414 on the clock. So that may be significant to someone. Your light is making a difference in this world. And the universe esteems you capable of more than taking the steps in your life that feel comfortable and sensible to your human ego self. The higher self, the divine, God, goddess, source, whatever divine forces you personally connect with and resonate with, they love you unconditionally and they esteem you. They believe in you. They believe that you are more capable, more powerful, more magical, and more suited, perfectly suited to walk this path. And they do not doubt us as we do. And the beautiful thing about walking this path is that we are allowed as humans to, like babies taking their first step, we are allowed to fall when we are learning to walk. Because when we fall, we learn how to get back up. And that makes us stronger. I saw 11:11 on the clock there. Because there is so much for us to learn. Because we have such a great purpose to spread light, to share our magic, our gifts, our frequency with the world. And that is all part of working, dancing with the interplay of the incredible tapestry of life that we are all weaving into with our sacred dance, with whatever we are doing to make a difference. When we are living in alignment, creating from a place of our true self, our inner light and magic, we are allowing all manner of miraculous grace to work through us, because we are love, and endless creative variety. And when we are doing this, we are asked to trust that our heart's yearning, whatever we desire most, from a heart space, not from an egoic perspective of what I want for my life, but from a soul calling, a soul's desire, our soul's desire of what we truly want to experience, create, and have in this universe. It shall manifest. If it is truly for the highest good of all, it shall manifest when we are walking in alignment. And we are asked to just trust that it will be. If it is meant to be, it shall be. That is a powerful affirmation to use, to understand. They want me to add as well that with affirmations, it's not just about reciting and being, quantity over quality. What matters is that you feel it when you say it, when you when you invoke it to yourself, to the universe, what matters is that you say it with passion. Because that is what brings you into alignment with your desires. That is what allows the universe to bring to you your desires. And it's not up to us to understand how that is to be, how that is going to happen, exactly when, where, and how. We just have to trust that it will be delivered to us in a way that is magnificent, magical, and kind, which is beautiful. Really, when we step back and allow the universe to work for us, magic unfolds. So that is all I have for you today. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for sharing your energy with this reading. And I'm looking forward to what unfolds next for all of us. And I send you my love. And I will speak to you all again soon.